30 years ago in 1988, the Monaco Grand Prix was the ultimate game of two halves for Ayrton Senna. On the Saturday, he set one of the most breathtaking qualifying laps that the sport has ever seen. He was 1.4 seconds faster than anybody else. It was the fastest lap at the time that you've never seen because it wasn't broadcast. And if you want to see our recreation of it with Murray Walker, look across other social channels at McLaren. But then came Sunday. For 67 laps, he looked like he was going to take his second consecutive victory through these tortuous streets. And then it all went wrong here at Portier. Well, what happened? Even within McLaren, among the guys who are here that weekend and are still employed by the team, there are different schools of thought. One theory is that he just understeered wide and went straight into the barrier. Second theory is that he clipped this barrier that I'm sat on, distorted his front wing and went into that outside barrier. And the third theory is that he had a slow puncher. Well, let's do some detective work and see if we can establish with any more credibility what actually happened. You can see that there are two black rubber marks heading straight into the barrier. Now that is not the mark of a man who's suffering from understeer and is trying to flick the car through the corner. So I think that discounts that theory. The slow puncher is a little more persuasive, but was it cause or effect? You can see from photographs after the event that that left rear tyre is deflated. Now the theory that has the most credibility is the one that involves the barrier I'm sat on here. It's still just two Armco barriers high, like it was 30 years ago, and most people within the team think that Senna clipped this inside barrier. That's why you can see from the photographs that that front wing is slightly distorted. The steering went awry and it just flicked him into that outside barrier. He had enough time to jam on the brakes, that left the black lines and just threw him into that outside barrier. But we don't know for sure. 30 years on, it's one of the great mysteries, but the more questions there are about the great Ayrton Senna, the more mysterious he gets.